Hello and welcome. I am your boy TFL, and I am excited to bring you some more Age of Empires 3, and specifically some more from the Sunbros No Crates tournament, where, in case it isn't obvious from the name, the special rule is that you're not allowed to ship any resource crates. So you get your starting resource crates, you might still get some age up resource crates, but you cannot send any resource crates from the home city whatsoever. We are now in the quarterfinals of this tournament after many rounds of qualifying, and in one of these quarterfinals we have got LopsidedFluff, aka Lop, aka Big Lop, a very established content creator in their own right in Age of Empires 3, going up against Stephen Sundin, and we have Lop down here in the blue playing as India in this first game, and we have Stephen up here in the red playing as the defensive civilization Malta. So, the map is Acropolis. This is not a map you are used to seeing because it's not in the quick search pool, so you can only have it for custom matches like this tournament game. And it's also quite a new map. It was added in the Knights of the Old World expansion 2 years ago. On this map, you've got quite a nice defensive setup. You've got this plateau with 2 towers on each of the entrances. Interestingly, Malta's has spawned kind of side to side, whereas India's has spawned a little bit more like you expect it to go normally, with an entrance at the front and then a slightly pointless entrance at the back. Got these Indian explorers picking up a 90 wood treasure. This is one of those European maps with lots of the European treasures and treasure guardians. So those are all really good. Oh, and just while all that's going on, Malta have opened up with the Carmelite churches. So ships 2 church wagons, increases the church build limit. So they got more churches now. Obviously no trade route on this map, so that's going to be a good source of XP for them. India also has a non-map based source of XP in the form of their sacred field, so if they can collect up a good number of the sheep that are scattered, or goats that are scattered around this map, they'll be able to take advantage of that. But so far it looks like Stefan has been winning the livestock call. Well, I say that, I can't see any livestock. Maybe they've all been eaten. Oh, here's one captured goat and a few more out there on the map. Now, we saw Stefan in last week's games, and we saw that they were they were all very aggressive games, and I think Stefan contributed to that, being quite an aggressive, preferring player, shall we say. I'll just check Lop's deck, as the Agrafort goes down there in quite an aggressive position, so outside, I wonder if that's on the boundary. Nah, it's probably not quite. I'd imagine the boundary would be a little bit closer. But really kind of clearly in Stefan's half of the map, and, challenging him, making quite a clear statement about what Lop's going to do here. The deck: no res crates, obviously no crates. We have got the 300 export, that's allowed. We've got those wood trickles, that's what you obviously look for India to give them that eco boost. We've got a good number of H2 unit cards available as well. 10 tiger claws for 500 gold and a couple of eco upgrades. Also got the SOA upgrade in H2, and then all of your classic food costing cards in Age 3. Malta, meanwhile, have made it to Age 2, going up with the Quartermaster for 400 wood there. Those are the only wood crates you're going to be seeing for a long time. opening up with Wignacourt construction, so actually going greedy, going for at least a little bit of a boom here with those churches providing the XP. Haven't gone for German tongues, so just a normal number of villages, but they are going to be boosted inside this area. And I wonder if because it's town centre outpost, I wonder if this counts. Please write in the comments, do the battery towers count for Wignacourt and thus give Stefan a much larger area than it normally would? I'm going to guess that they do. There are outposts to all intents and purposes. Don't know. Please write in the comments. Meanwhile, let's see what India is up to. So they are up with the Agra fort. They have got 5, 6 sepoys. That would have been a batch of 4 because I think you get 2 for aging up with the Agra fort. So not quite a perfect batch there from Lot, but still pretty good. Shipment-wise, we've also gone for a little bit of greed, so spice trade. So it's not full-on aggro rush here, but probably looking to create some pressure. It's kind of interesting that Lop is choosing to go with pressure against Malta on this map that's very good for defense. But maybe the spice trade and the eco cards are setting up for a big age to a certain timing or something like that. Indian explorers running around the edge of Stefan's base. I'm sure if we just take a quick check at Lop's line of sight, yeah, it's pretty good. Has identified those hunts off on the side. Hasn't actually been able to push the explorers into the base and go explore the resources within, but I guess that makes sense with those towers there. You would be sacrificing quite a lot of explorer HP to do that. These units are just going to perch right outside the range of that tower, not a inch closer, inch further away. And we've got 8 crossbows on the field for Malta, training up 5 sentinels in reserve, so yeah, a little bit of a defensive force to complement the buildings here, keep them safe, that's no bad thing. Lop massing up quite a large number of sepoy now. Going to be diversifying into some Gurkha as well. Economy-wise, Lop's just training villagers normally. Of course, a little bit of an advantage because India get the villagers with every shipment. Malta just training villagers normally, but being hugely boosted by Wignacourt construction. So it's a little bit difficult to work out the totals, but I think probably with spice trade, you also have to think about these wood trickles, adding something like 5, 6 extra villagers worth of wood income. We're probably giving India a no, I'd say giving them a modest eco lead. India also piling up export, have not put down the consulate yet. But here we go, it's fight time. Stefan is committing all of these units, the crossbows and the sentinels. They're all going to go down because they were outnumbered by these sepoys. A little bit of a waste because they were the right units counter-wise. Oh, the 5 sentinels shipment arrives. It's in the right place, but it's just a little bit too late. Minutemen coming down are going to clear this up. Lop is repelled for now. Stefan up in score. But you've got to say that I wonder what's happened to the momentum there. It just felt like Stefan didn't get as good value out of that fight as he could have, especially, yeah, just like with the timing of the extra 5 units arriving just after everything else had been cleaned up. But lives to fight another day. Gonna repair up this battery tower. Is ahead, well, was ahead in score. Lop has come back into position now. Now shipping in 7 Hanover allies. So those are the Huss. Those are gonna target the Gurkha pretty well, but actually Lop's still got a lot of sepoy, so it's not the perfect thing for this situation. Lovely mixed infantry army here, including the Minutemen. going to be able to punch slightly above the weight due to the fact that they're mixed in with all the other units. Scares off the sepoys again. It's not great value for Lop to be continuously going in, losing a couple of sepoys, and going out again. I understand, you know, it is good to assert pressure, obviously, but Malta aren't really interested in pushing out. I mean, their in-base hunt is about to run out. Are no berries on this map as well, so actually it might become more relevant than you expect. Malta's also got a bit of a problem hunts-wise after these last 3 deer are gone, because the next closest one is right out here, and that could be vulnerable to the Indian forces. Don't really want to have to stretch out to this one at the top. 4 sower shipment in now for India. Pumping out more and more sepoys, so really committing to this big age 2. Contrast Stefan, who is deciding to age up. India, that chat notification tells me, has put down their consulate and got the 4 villagers out of it, so the Ottoman alliance there. Cavalry moving around, these sowers moving around here, seeing if they can find any villagers. They won't be able to, they're going to find some walls instead. For Malta's side, they have these 7 Hanover Huss perching on the edge of the map, maybe looking to come in for a flank at a crucial moment. But here we go, it is go time. I'm just going to check in. So Stefan, exactly halfway up to age 3, has put down an artillery foundry, which will be useful for those fire throwers. But not getting any value out of it yet. Would really like those fire throwers as well, because yeah, the enemy army is full of sepoy. This is very unfortunate. All of those hussars unable to reach the Gurkhas, just getting blocked and meleeed down very efficiently by the sepoy. Oh, and contrast that with what's going on here with the sowers getting right on top of those crossbows. That was a big micro win for Lop. And look at that, the result of that is the Malta army, which was probably a little bit, well, a fair bit weaker than Lop's army, because Malta has invested all this in the age up. That Malta army is completely cleared up. Now the battery tower goes down, the gates are open. Lop effectively now has license to move in here to Stefan's face as much as he wants to. I think that's going to be crucial in part of this sort of long age 2 pressure plan. But Lop does need to be wary, because Maltese fire throwers are really scary. A little bit of a shame losing all 5 of them here and these last couple of crossbows. Now villagers go into the TC. I wonder if, again, the timing could have been a little bit better. We've got a shipment of 9 fire throwers coming in, another 5 coming out of the artillery foundry. I feel like there is a crucial mass where fire throwers get really scary. The way that they work with the area of effect, they can just, if there's enough of them, they can focus on a group and they can wipe out, you know, 4 or 5 or maybe even more heavy infantry per volley. Another 5 fire throws come out of the artillery foundry, get cleaned up by the sepoy, now putting the sepoy into cover mode, get maximum durability out of them. 9 more up here at the top. The sepoys are pretty much all cleared up. There's only a handful of Gurkha left for India. Gurkha will definitely not win against these fire throws, because they are doing siege damage, which the Gurkhas do not resist, whereas they resist 35% of the Gurkhas' ranged damage. And Lop sensibly decides to pull back, but it's an interesting question, because I do feel like Lop got, for the second time I'm saying, Lop has finished this attack, been forced out by Stefan, but definitely got really good value out of the attack. Not a lot of material damage though, only that starting battery tower down, the artillery foundry, hospital all fine, town centre barely a scratch on it. It's just a case of, has Lop been more efficient at killing Stefan's units, got more value out of it so far? We also check in, though, on the villager count. This is quite significant. So Lop has opened up a big villager lead here. 45 villagers still in Age 2. Will have picked up those extra 4 from the Ottoman consulate. But, of course, India don't have anything like a 5 villager shipment. So this is just like 6 or so extra from their normal shipments. Plus probably 4 extra from the Otto consulate. So something like 10 extra. So it feels like, just kind of doing the math, Stefan has lost. I mean, Stefan had the 3 villager shipment as well. But Stefan has either lost or missed training something like 6 villagers here. Now, you can put some of those, maybe 3 down to aging up to Fortress, which idles out the TC. But yeah, little bit of a big difference in eco terms now, and that could be a problem for Stefan. You see the score is really starting to open up in Lop's favour. Lop has also aged up to Age 3, going up with the Charminar Gate, which of course we all know gives you the ability to train the Mansabdar, those captain units that buff all of their peers, and also getting Mahu Lancer for the age up. Now this is fun. Oh, look at this. This is some classic stuff here. The fixed gun set up in the perfect position by Stefan and able to attack and almost certainly destroy the Agra fort from range, from a position of relative safety out there on the top of the hill. Now these siege elephants are going to come out, have a go at it. Let's see how that works. Ooh, they take a lot off, don't they? They're going to have that thing down in 3 volleys. My goodness. Siege Ellies. I always thought of them as sort of slightly rubbish culverins, but I don't think 2 culverins would take a fixed gun down that quickly. That was really, really impressive. If you understand everything that went on mechanically there and why those siege Ellies were so good, please write it in the comments. I have a feeling like they were getting double benefit from it being artillery and a building. Please write in the comments and explain that one, though. So that's actually a massive thing. I mean, the Agra fort probably not making that much difference in terms of map control, but is a convenient shipment point and unit training point for India. India now training some disciplined Mahouts out of their stable at the back, their caravansary. Got intervention coming in, so that's going to give them something from their consulate, which we remember is switched over to British, so it'll be the Musketeers. Classic British Musketeers. Stefan now is taking, and I'm a bit worried that Lop will have spotted this. Lop may well have spotted this because they have the line of sight. Taking this hunt and this mine up here in the corner, and oh no, this could be the game right here, because there's no army whatsoever. The army are cooped up in base, protecting this fixed gun position. And the villagers on that mine are all up for the taking. And interestingly, I think Lop saw the hunt, and so might be able to work out that there are still some more villagers up there, although might have assumed that Stefan would run them away. Now Lop has enough resources to have the H4 button flashing. And yeah, look at these economies, like, look at the score difference. Admittedly, some of that is down to losing the fixed gun, basically for free, which was very, very unfortunate. I think a reminder that siege elephants are just super, super strong against fixed guns. But yeah, we look at the economy, and it's 28 villagers, yes, buffed by Wignacourt, but Lop has been fielding up into the 50s here, and has plenty of market techs, has sent 1 and 2 food efficiency cards, and has also got the wood trickles going for them as well. So the score is probably telling the story of the day here. I'm kind of waiting for a big decisive fight to end the game. Tower of Victory now going down for Lop. That's going to deliver 1200 wood and gives them the ability to use Inspiration. Inspiration just in case you don't know, does 15% hit points and attack on all the units. That's pretty good. That's like having all of your units under a card if you time it correctly. Lasts 15 seconds as well, so can definitely be decisive in the early stages of a fight. We've got Urumi Swordsmen coming in now. These are the like melee skirmishers, right, for India? Pretty sure. Siege Elephants going on the prowl, see what they can see whether there's another fixed gun for them to snipe out. Do spot this depot, might want to have a go at that. No, going for the wall instead. That wall is down very, very quickly. God, Siege Elephants, look at that. So that's like 20x against walls, right? Very, very strong units in the right circumstances. I'll admit to fully not understanding Siege Elephants. Anyway, the villagers up here are caught out once again. Looks like there's an outpost at the back to try and save the day. But I think Lop is just going to be happy to commit. Oh, look, here are the Siege Elephants. Take down that outpost. Lop, don't move your units away. You really want to get that outpost down. There's something like, well, 11 villagers. I think there was something like 20 to start with, but already killed a bunch of them. Many of them on low HP as well, so easy pickings. 2 culverins do take out the Siege Elephants. That's a pretty nice snipe. So Malta's still doing a good, effective job here of holding this turtle. It just feels like, unfortunately, Lop has come up with the right counter macro-wise, done a nice big boom, been very greedy, and has now got a massive advantage in terms of the size of the army. Is an age up as well, and we're seeing the Mahout Lancers. Oh, look at them, 1200 HP almost get on top of these fire throwers, which is not going to be good news for them at all. Culverins are exposed as well. The Indian army comes in, and that is Stefan's cue to throw in the GG. Let's just have a look. We'll just have a look in the stats. I'm really interested. So the villager count here, we see Lop obviously getting that injection of 4 villagers for the Otto Consulate. We would expect Stefan obviously getting 3 villagers from the 3 villager shipment. We'd expect them to be more or less equal in the early game. Lop starts to pull ahead a little bit due to getting that 1 villager extra from each of their shipments as India. But here you see, we see the pause as Stefan is aging up. And then production is stopped, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 villagers killed off by Lop when they come into the base. And although there are 2 TCs up, so in theory the tempo could be increased, it just doesn't manage to happen. Some more raids. And it's this difference. This difference here is really that story of the game. I think, although the trades weren't great for Stefan in the early game, it definitely wasn't a game over kind of situation. But look, we look at this graph, and yeah, after about that 13-minute mark, the difference in resources gathers really starts to pile up. And if we look over military score, giving us an impression of the value of the armies, we can just see that that gap opens up so much for that final fight. So that was your first game, potential best of 5 here, but we have Lop 1 game up to 0. I will see you in the next one, but for now, goodbye.